Alright, so doing something a little different here with the smoker. Got me some things on display here. Crushed red and black pepper. Got some beef jerky sliced up here. Marinated overnight. Already has some pepper stuck to it, just stuff that was in the marinade. But the bare spots, once I get them on here, they'll get a little shake. And I got all this sliced roughly 1/4 inch thick. This is from Round. And see the way it's sitting in the bag, that's why. We'll have this to shake a little on there if we need to be. I like some pepper on my stuff and some heat. And I did this about 70-30. About 70% of it is cut with the grain, because I like it a little tougher. Keeps me from eating it up as fast. And I got a little bit, if you want a little tenderness, you cut it across the grain like you would a brisket. That'll be a lot more tender. Smoker preheating over here. Right now, still kicking around 200. I want that to drop down to about 180, 185, maybe 190. Just want to stay above 140, 150. Don't want to get in the danger zone. So I'm figuring about 180. We'll do it for about 2-3 hours out here, and then I will transition inside to a dehydrator in there. And I know some people's gonna be in the comments, why don't you do it all on the smoker? Well, when you run an offset, it's a lot of work you have to do out here. You just have to constantly tend it, and trying to maintain a low temperature will take a little bit more work than trying to maintain a higher temperature like 275, because of the size of the wood I'm going to use here. Little pieces like that, little chunks and stuff. So anyway, we'll get that going here. I'll start laying the jerky on the racks in a minute, put that in there and get it started while this temperature continues to stabilize back down under 200 a little bit. All right, first time making jerky on this. I've made it before in the house only with a dehydrator, so I wasn't sure exactly how much space I would have. So thankfully this worked out perfect for the amount of meat I cut up. Got one of the big packs of, I think it's top round or like a London Brawl or something. Extremely lean, hardly any fat at all in it. I trimmed a little fat, but it wasn't much to speak of. But anyway, 5 of these racks is exactly 1 pack of those roasts. I got the other one in the freezer. I was pre-freezing it to slice up as well last night, and I said, well, let me see what I can fit on the smoker, because I want it all to be consistent. So I like a little heat on mine, so close this up and let the smoke do its thing. All right, been going for a little while now. Check this temperature out. Looking about the I'd say about 180 mark, something like that, maybe 183. That's what you want. Now, if you watched my video on your temperature management, fire management, smoke control on an offset, you'll see I was talking about control everything from the firebox end. Now when you're running a lower temperature like this, you see I've got this cracked about 10, maybe 15% of the way open. And a lot of people say they run their stack wide open, and you can do that and control it with your vent and all that, but I like to do it from the firebox when I do a normal cook. But anyway, in this instance we're running very low temperature, so I run my vent about like that. Like I said before, I use real small pieces of wood, some little chunks like this. That sun, I swear. Got some little hickory chunks that I had before I started buying wood and making my own chunks. So throw a couple of these in there every now and again. But over here, you see I'm even using the vent on this. It's just lightly cracked, and I've got the door latched. You get a lot of air in there, and it's real easy to get it up 210, 220, something like that. I don't have a lot of wood in there, And I'm just using little small things like that, but still, when you're making something like beef jerky, you don't want to cook it, you want to dry it. So we're holding a consistent temperature like this, which is exactly what we want. Get some smoke on it for a while, and then, like I said, I'll finish it up in the house. It's much more controlled in there. I've got a electric dehydrator. It's what's that thing called, Magic Meal 10 rack. I can show you that too. But anyway, tomorrow I think I'm actually gonna smoke some cheese out here, and I won't even be doing anything with the firebox. A lot of people have a misconception on smoking cheese, and they'll just build a fire and put the cheese in the cook chamber and try to figure out, hell, why did all my cheese melt? Well, you have to cold smoke cheese. So use smoke tubes. I bought some apple pellets I'm going to put in there, and just set the smoke tube here in the chamber and let it go for a little while. No fire at all, other than just, you know, what the burning pellets produce. But we can actually take a peek in here. That sun this time of day, I swear, it's there we go. Getting a little color around the edges, starting to dry. I actually rotated this rack. It was over here a little bit ago. I switched them over, I guess, about 25 minutes ago. So yeah, looking good. And to show you what's going on here in the firebox, should have done that. You see, I don't have like a raging fire or anything like that. Really, just got a little coal bed going, and I'll throw a little block of wood in there just to generate some smoke. All the heat's pretty much just coming from the coal bed. Keep it temperature good and low. And you can see here we've still got clean smoke for the most part. Alright, I gave them about 3 hours out here. So they're showing some signs of some dryness, but they'll still need a while longer, so finish that in the house. Mainly because in there I don't have to tend to it. It's a lot easier to deal with and do other things while this stuff finishes up. And here's a dehydrator. 10 racks. I took several of them out so I can space these. So yeah, finish it up in here and we'll check them out when they're done. Alright, so the jerky, I finished it up last night. It's finished here, got a gallon bag full. Let it sit in there and mellow overnight. When you first take it out of a dehydrator, it'd be fairly dry. You put it in a Ziploc bag overnight and kind of lets what little bit of moisture is left in it kind of redistribute through the meat. Similar to letting it rest in a way, I guess. But yeah, it's good and dry. It's not brittle. It's got a slight bend to it, slight tear when you try to bite it. So it's really good. Turned out good. Because I made it before in dehydrators, but the first time I made it, actually, you know, putting some real smoke on it. So happy with the way this came out. And that's a closer look. I took it and ripped a piece. That's how I like my jerky. Everybody's different. Some people like it extremely dry and tough. Some people like it extremely moist and tender, like something like store-bought Jack Links. I don't like my jerky to be soft and wet like that. I prefer a tougher, drier, but not super dry. So yeah, this turned out really, really good. And just to show you what I made this from, this is the other one that's frozen. There's 2 in there, top round. So yeah, I didn't show the whole process where I partially froze it. You just want to get it kind of solid, but not a block of ice. And then take a knife, and it makes it a lot easier to slice it thin. And then the marinating process, I didn't show those. But if you're interested in seeing that, then if I make some more jerky, then I can do the whole process and show everything. Appreciate you watching. Drop a like and subscribe. Got any questions, drop it in the comments and I'll get back to you.